Morning. Good morning, everybody. Anybody watching? Or good afternoon, good evening. Wherever, what time of the day or night it is on this earth, whether it be round or flat or oblong. Hi, everyone. So I've had a catastrophic last couple of weeks. Just under 2 weeks of constant seizures. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. It's been one of the hardest moments I've ever had to face. I've had some catastrophic seizures in the past. I've had some highs, some lows. I've had moments that I've had to try and interpret. Is this a medical reason for this? Is this a spiritual reason? It's so intense, epilepsy. The type of epilepsy I have, it's either that there's a problem with my brain and my brain's misfiring on the frontal lobe, or my mental health is deteriorating. So either way, my brain is in part, it would appear, possibly attacking itself. Well, as you can imagine, it's very intense. As a man with 2 children and a big family that loves me, you know, I really want to get on top of this, but I want to do it for more than anyone, for my children. I don't want my children to see me like this. The thought of my little girls picking me up off the floor or seeing me like that. I always thought of my dad as this. It was my dad. It wasn't even so much like this big. It's not that he come across as a big, strong man, but he just my dad. I could always go to him and like he was just solid, and he's always been my dad, even through all the ups and the downs and various parts of my life. And you know, my dad wasn't perfect, but hey, everyone needs a hero. Everyone needs a dad, and I just hope I can get through this, get back to seeing my children, and I hope maybe one day I get to be their hero, but it's enough for me just to know that they're well. It would be a bonus to get on top of the epilepsy. It would be a bonus to ever see them again. But hey, I get a bit down when I talk about the kids. I need to try and take my brain out of that. So the purpose of the video was to show how I'm getting on top of my epilepsy in this world that I live in. I don't want medication. I don't require anything off the doctors. They have nothing else for me. Nothing seems to be, no support. I just get condemned because I wish to try and do it the natural way. I wish to manage it by looking at my environment, looking at the factors that lead up to seizures, trying my best to see what foods work for me, what foods don't work for me. Trying everything I can to just stay off a life of medication, and above all else, I've been using the cannabis oil. I've had some amazing results with it. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This isn't about, what did someone say? Oh, do you think you get some sort of an image? Do you think you look hard? Dude, I can't remember the last time I saw anyone, if ever, and thought, he's a hard man, he's on the cannabis oil. Same as when you smoke a joint when you walk down the road. For me, it's just smoking a joint because it's just something I want to do, and I don't like the law. I can't change the law. I'm just going to get on with things. People actively say to you, I've seen you walking downtown, you think you're a hard man with your joint. Maybe when I was like 14, 15, because of how society had warped all of our brains and we perceived that a man had to act a certain way. But no, all that aside, I'm 33 now. I can't remember the last time I walked down the road and thought, I'm hard with my joint. Or if it even mattered. Most of the time, I'm just thinking, I hope no coppers come round the corner here. I hope I don't see one of the boys in the one arm. Because I'm enjoying this. I don't have to roll another one. But that's another thing that does help. I've always smoked a lot of cannabis. I've gradually smoked less as I've got older. Every time I come out of my seizures, the oil works. But I've also noticed I get a lot of remedy off smoking it. Particularly first thing in the morning when my seizures are quite common. You know, I've passed the days of getting up having a joint first thing in the morning because I don't do anything. I just sit there relaxed all day and I don't prioritise things. And in the world and the environment we live in, I try and get my shit done. And then I just enjoy the day. It's not even about getting high, just enjoy those moments, I guess. But the main message that I want to show is to obviously, above all else, it's to document things as well, because when I have this condition and I forget my mind and I forget everything, I forget who my mum and parents are, I do go back to my videos and I'll be honest with you, I've had times where I'm looking at the videos crying, and I've had my mum hold me and she's like, what's up? I don't remember making that video, that's not me. I've had moments where I've been lay on the floor crying. I couldn't remember my children. I knew I had children. I knew I didn't see them, but I couldn't remember them. I couldn't remember the moment I held both of them when they were born. I couldn't remember the nights that we spent together. I couldn't remember the morning. I couldn't remember anything. Oh, that's scary. That is... And then to be getting deja vu about forgetting everything. Whoa. I just hope I find a way to try and articulate to others to maybe try and help them, because it's such a complicated issue, epilepsy, and it's not fully understood. And it's that, in my view, it's that age-old trap of let's just medicate. We don't even know the full capabilities of the medication. We don't know the full requirements of the epilepsy. Epilepsy to me seems very personal to each individual. It seems that we have the bulk bits, what it goes into, and then it sort of, it tailors itself, or everyone has their own sort of needs, and that's how I've interpreted it. One person's epilepsy is very different to another, so how can we just give everybody synthetic medication? You know, I could sit here for an hour basically saying, how are we doing all this when, you know, we live in a world where we could just as easily grow a plant. But as we all know, growing the plant that's what they don't want. They don't want us to have natural cures. They don't want us to be healthy. But I'm not going to waste my time now getting stuck in that rabbit hole of going into how negative the government, how much corruption there is, how much we need to think for ourselves, how much everything is energy, and energy is infinite. It's way more powerful than any religion you will ever come across, than any God, than any statement, than any holy book you will read. That is all you need to know. Life's a journey. I'm not going to tell you about the paths that are ahead of you, because I couldn't possibly know your paths, but everyone's journey is their own journey. So I'm not here to preach to you, but if I beg you to remember the guy for one thing: everything is energy, and energy is infinite. The energy that made us is around us. It is everywhere. It's more powerful than any God, man-made God, or any book that we've written, or any cult, or any group, or any organisation, or any following. Follow your instinct. Follow that little voice inside. It's that instinct what's kept us going all this time. Listen to yourself, and not predominantly everyone else, but also always be willing to listen to other people and evaluate yourself and evaluate your own mistakes. The main thing I've learnt with my epilepsy, I feel like I'm constantly evaluating myself, because I'm trying to avoid going to the situations where it takes me to. I'm trying to progress out of it. There isn't much help, but that's another message I put out. We have to be self-sufficient. We have to learn to do things ourselves. We have to learn to stand on our own 2 feet, not depend on this system, not depend on the government, not depend on the establishment, not depend on medication. We've got to do it for ourselves if no one else is going to do it for us. One life, live it. So here's today's medication. Start off. The other day when I cooked it, I normally put it into syringes. I was a little bit under the weather still, so I couldn't really I didn't find the time to start doing it. Didn't really have the willpower. So I basically cut my oils up as I normally do, just left them in a tub. It's a lot harder to gauge what's actually in the tub. So as I mentioned the other day, what I then do, I then get a Rizzler paper, soak the Rizzler paper in there, and I then weigh it out. Here's next on the agenda, carrots. Beetroot. Come on, you little bugger. carrot juice and beetroot juice. Very good for seizures, very good for the body, very good for restoring the balance that your body requires, and very good at restoring the unbalance that the epilepsy requires. That's an everyday thing for me. First thing in the morning. Absolutely marvellous. And to all the many out there who seem to condemn me for my teeth, taking cannabis oils has ruined what were already not the best teeth. But like I said to someone the other day, my priority is my epilepsy, not so much my physical appearance like my teeth. So if you do see me with a dirty mouth or dirty teeth, it's just the oils, it's just what's keeping me alive, keeping me going, keeping me out of hospital, keeping me using any resources. It ain't so much a bad thing, it's keeping me healthy. So here we go. Looks absolutely beautiful, doesn't it? To anyone out there having that drink and finding it a bit too bitter, a bit too earthy, squeeze of honey, boom. Sorted, problem solved. So, hoping today will be the third day of no seizures. Didn't have any yesterday, didn't have any the day before. So all I can do is hope. All I can do is remain proactive. All I can do is keep doing the things what seem to get me the results, and try and look for anything that's a factor towards any time I have a seizure, any time I feel bad, i.e. get lots of sleep. I try and keep myself thinking positive, try and avoid stress. I've realised that my seizures are more prominent in the morning, so if I do feel, unless I feel 100%, I'll have them oils straight away. If I feel I can wait a little bit, what I try and do, I try and get down the gym for an hour or so first. That's another thing what really helps with my epilepsy. It's going to the gym. Not so much what weight I'm lifting, not so much how big I am. It's the endorphins, it's the feel-good chemicals that go into the gym releases. I've noticed that it really, really helps, and that's why when I start having my seizures, not going to the gym, it makes my seizures worse. Not eating properly, it makes my seizures worse. Not eating properly, it makes my seizures worse. Being stressed, being anxious, worrying, it makes my seizures worse. And then on top of all that, I have to actually cope with the seizures. It's so hard to articulate. It's like a vicious circle, and there's so many factors. Well, I've realised I'm in this vicious circle. I've accepted this vicious circle for what it is, and I'm going to do everything I can to get myself out of that circle. And if I can't totally get out of it, I'm going to try and reduce the damage that circle does and reduce the steps that take me to my seizures. I'm going to do everything that I can to overcome this, and along the way I hope that maybe through doing my videos, maybe I watch a couple of other people watch them, they might consider using cannabis oil, they might consider their diet, they might consider some of the things, and it would be nice to think that maybe through me just waffling on that I could help at least one person, you know. The more the merrier, of course. But above all else, I hope to overcome this for my children, for my family, and for the future. I'll see you all soon, everybody. Have a marvellous day, night, evening. All the men, women, transgender, non-binary. Yeah, there's trans everything now, isn't there? So everybody, everyone's included. Hey, bye all. Hope no one's offended, hope no one feels left out. Everybody's welcome here. See you all soon. Hey, how dare you make so much noise when I'm making a video?
Hey, how dare you make so much noise when I'm on the phone?
If a man did that, he'd get called an arsehole.
You are. Men are arseholes, that's why.
Well, men are amazing.
Some things, yeah.
So are women, we're all amazing.
We are. Right, go on, what was you saying?
Men, women, everybody. Non-binary, transgender, everyone's amazing.
My mum's going, I'm listening to Big Mouth in the back.
Yes.
Our video better not be live.
No.
Let it off then. Gotta watch him with his videos, catch him when you're not expecting it, you know what I mean?
Am I allowed to make a comment about your mouth?
Listening to Big Mouth in the back.
Bye.
No, you're not.